Chiave is a 5-star Pioneer Vanguard. He originally released in the Quicksand Vortex banner during the Granny and the Knight's Treasure event, but is now available through Kernel Headhunting and Recruitment, using the tags Senior Operator, Melee, DP Recovery, DPS, and Vanguard. Chiave has 6 years of combat experience, likely due to his time running and leading the Chiave gang, or maybe from his time as a mechanic. He stands 182 centimeters tall, was born on the 9th of September in Syracuse, and is of the Valpo race. In his archive files, it's noted that Chiave, always with a constant smile, is known for his carefree disregard for rules and authority, a trait that landed him in the infirmary on his first day at Rhodes Island. Impulsive yet strangely magnetic, his antics often draw others into his absurd schemes. Unlike Broca's hostility or Austa's caution, Chiave quickly adapted to the life aboard the ship, becoming its most natural fit. Having dropped out of school to work in a mechanic shop and dabble in gang activity, he later bonded with Austa, rescued Broca, and the three stuck together until Rhodes Island took them in. Thanks to his background as a mechanic, Chiave is the most skilled at weapons modification among his group, surprising many with his technical talent despite his carefree appearance. Beyond vehicles, he also dabbles in electrical appliances, though his reckless creativity often leads to bizarre results. While generally well-liked, his habit of pushing boundaries gives him a bit of a bad rap. Because of his wild and unpredictable tinkering, operators have learned to think twice before trusting him with their personal gear. Chiave is neither strong nor strategic, with average combat ability and a tendency towards half-hearted whims. Yet he leaves a lasting impression wherever he goes. Austa bluntly notes that he might not live long like this, but despite his recklessness, people can't help but smile when thinking of him. His arrogance and impulsiveness somehow make him both frustrating and endearing, drawing others to his side when he's in trouble. Paradoxically, if he were gone, most would quickly move on, yet never forget him, because that contradiction is exactly who Chiave is. Chiave is confirmed to be infected. He has a cell originum assimilation of 5% and a blood originum crystal density of 0.21 parts per liter. The notes in his medical file state that crystals are present on his skin in small quantities, and that his current condition is stable, though it may deteriorate due to late treatment. In his character art, drawn by Infukun, Chiave wears a tight-fitting gray shirt underneath burgundy mechanic coveralls, goggles around his neck, black fingerless gauntlets, black socks with shin guards over top, an infection monitor around his right ankle, black non-slip shoes, and a belt with orange clasp and pouch that has Fox 2 on them, an orange rope with carabiners. He holds a comically large wrench in his left hand and a pair of wire strippers in his right. In his voice lines, voiced by Wataru Hatano, who also voices Harutoki and Hidetomo Kaujumaru in Bleach, Ritsu Kasanoda in Oran Host Club, Gajeel Red Fox in Fairy Tail, Leon Hughes in Muv-Luv, Lutz in Jormungand, Shia Poof in Hunter x Hunter, Metal Bat in One Punch Man, Keith in Konosuba, Motojiro Kaji in Bungo Stray Dogs, Hitoshi Shinso in My Hero Academia, Rufus in Street Fighter, Yuge in Final Fantasy XIII, Yosuke Higashikata in some of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure games, and Kenji Tomochika in Persona 3 Reloaded. Chiave doesn't like sitting around all day.
おい、ドクター！なんか面白いことねえの？おい、ドクター！なんだ、寝てんのか？まあ、後でいいや。やべえ、ロドスに面白い奴がこんなにいるとはな。じっとしてらんねえな。俺ももっと強くならねえと。燕国には、今を楽しめってことわざがあるんだ。へっ、俺様にぴったりだと思わねえか？将来？んなもんはアオスタのやつに任せときゃいいんだって。おい、ドクター。んなとこで座りっぱなしじゃつまんねえだろ。ちょっと面白いことでもしようぜ。この執務室を改造してみるとかさ。どうだ
Eddie to level 80 with max trust, potential, and module, Chiave has 1,824 HP, 658 attack, 377 defense, 0 resistance, a 66-second redeploy time, 11 DP cost, 2 block, and has a 1.07 second attack speed. His range is the standard range for a Pioneer Vanguard. At max trust, he gains plus 70% attack. At max pot, he gets minus 2 DP cost, minus 4 seconds to redeploy, plus 24 attack, and a buff to his talent. His talent, Technical Expertise, at E2 pot 4, when Chiave is deployed, all robot operators have minus 75% redeployment time. For every robot operator currently deployed, Chiave gains plus 13% attack and defense. Chiave has 2 base skills, with one being unlocked at E2. His first base skill, Inspiration, reduces the morale consumed when producing elite materials that cost 4 morale by minus 1. His second base skill, DIY Installation, when Chiave is assigned to the workshop to process device materials, plus 90% byproduct rate. Chiave's first skill, Charge Gamma, gains SP over time and is automatically triggered. Level 7 starts with 14 SP and needs 38 SP to proc, while M3 starts with 20 and needs 35. All levels of this skill generate 12 DP. His second skill, Blazing Wire Stripper, gains SP over time and is manually triggered, with all levels costing 45 SP to proc. Level 7 starts with 31 SP and M3 starts with 35. At level 7, Chiave immediately generates 12 DP and deals 280% arts damage to all nearby enemies within his range. Enemies hit have minus 10% resistance for 7 seconds. At M3, it's 13 DP generated, 350% arts damage, and minus 20% resistance for 8 seconds. Chiave has an SOL-Y module named Homemade Jack, which makes it so that Chiave's first deployment cost is 7 DP instead of 11. At module level 3, Homemade Jack fully upgrades Technical Expertise, making it so that when Chiave is deployed, all robot ops have minus 80% redeploy time, and for every robot deployed, Chiave gains plus 17% attack and defense. He also gains plus 42 attack and plus 35 defense. To unlock and fully upgrade this module, you must have Chiave at E2 level 50, have 100 trust with him, have your own Chiave uses S2 Blazing Wire Stripper a total of 5 times in battle, 3-star stage 1-1, deploying your own Chiave and having only robots as the rest of the operators, have 6 module data blocks, 20 data patching strips, 8 data patching devices, 3 polymerized gels, 4 polyester lumps, 5 grindstone pentahydrates, and 150,000 LMD. I don't really know how to describe Chiave's kit outside of just strange. He's your typical Pioneer Vanguard with an S1 that's solely there to generate DP normally, and with an S2 that has some flashy effect, sure. But the strangeness comes from his talent. Realistically, 1-star operators/robots are really only there to be a cheap and quick-to-deploy operator with some nice, albeit very temporary, effect with a very long redeploy time. But with Chiave and his talent, he could theoretically get plus 78% attack and defense, realistically plus 65% since Thermex won't stay deployed for long, raising his stats to 861 to 929 attack and 564 to 609 defense with all the robots on the field. For reference, Mudrock has 882 attack and 602 defense with no potential, trust, or modules. Chiave also negates the extremely long redeploy times of robot operators by reducing them by up to minus 80% with his module. His skills are situationally useful. His S1 I'll gloss over since it's the ever-present charge skill that Pioneer Vanguards have that's simply there just to generate DP. His S2 is an AoE attack in the same range as Texas's S2, with a large SP cost that deals up to 350% of his attack as arts damage and reduces the enemy's resistance by minus 20%. That much arts damage is nothing to really sneeze at, especially with a large range and a resistance debuff. But the thing is, with his S2 is the 45 SP cost. So much like Texas's S2, you're not going to be spamming it to continually do large AoE damage and inflict resistance debuff unless you have Liskarm or an SP battery nearby, and even then it's not going to be all that much more often. Shifting back to his talent, you'll essentially need to build a team around Chiave if you want to make the most use out of it. Dragging along 6 robots to help one guy with his attack and defense isn't really a good strategy unless you're in the first few chapters. The Y module is nice though, I prefer it on all my Pioneer Vanguards. Regardless, low priority to raise. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Azure Lane and Girls Frontline videos as well. Come back tomorrow for next week's character and story teasers.